Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey. And I know, I'm 2 days late. I apologize, but I am here nonetheless before Game 3. So, welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey, and we're going to be going over Game 2 for New Jersey Devils versus the Carolina Hurricanes in these playoffs. And again, the New Jersey Devils fall short to the Carolina Hurricanes 3-1 in regulation. However, I think there are some positives and some negatives which we can talk about from Game 2 in comparison to Game 1. So, first and foremost, Game 1, absolutely atrocious. No one had a good night that night, maybe except for Markstrom. Game 2, little bit of a different story. So New Jersey comes out with a lot more oomph, a lot more gumption in their step, a lot more fire in every single thing they do. And Jesper Bratt actually ends up giving the New Jersey Devils a 1-0 lead. And they play pretty damn well in comparison to Game 1. They have a great first period of hockey, and they come out of that first period with it being 1-0. However, the Carolina Hurricanes end up storming back in a rowdy fashion. All it takes is 6 minutes of the second period, and the Devils are behind 2-1, and essentially that's going to be it for the entirety of the game until Carolina ends up getting an empty net goal. So New Jersey goes down 2-0 in the playoff series. They lose the game 3-1. But again, there are some positives. We did not just lay down and take it. The New Jersey Devils looked way better in Game 2 from the drop of the puck in the first period to majority of the second period and the third period. I thought the Devils looked really freaking good. We did end up giving away penalties we probably shouldn't have been taking, but we killed those penalties in, I would say, a pretty good fashion, except for the second goal, right? However, all in all, I don't think the Devils necessarily played badly. Like, I wouldn't call what they brought to Game 2 a bad game for the Devils. They really didn't feel like it felt like a completely different team. A 180 even from Game 1 to Game 2. If you had told me that the Devils were capable of doing what they did in Game 2, I would ask, then why the hell did we get what we did in game number 1? Well, given the injuries and given the, I'd probably say nerves. I'd be willing to say it's nerves and things like that. The jitters of Game 1, and Carolina came to play in Game 1. Now, we've got Game 3 coming up tomorrow, and you know for a fact that the Hurricanes are going to be looking to basically put the dagger in the heart of New Jersey to make the series 3-0 in New Jersey. New Jersey has to basically take what they did in Game 2, and they've got to build on it. They've got to go, okay, guys, we got to bring it to the next gear. And we've heard Sheldon keep talking about that. It's like, okay, we did well, we did better, but all this means is we need to bring it to the next gear if we're going to be able to win at least a game or two in this series. And I have faith that the Devils are not going to get swept. So, what does this mean? Game 3 is going to be in New Jersey. Home ice advantage, if you believe in that kind of thing. If you are a superstitious individual and believe that New Jersey can take that home ice advantage, use it to their advantage, and hopefully drag a fantastic Carolina Hurricanes team into defeat. We have to hope that New Jersey can go into New Jersey tomorrow night, and make this a 2-1 series, breathing some life back into the Devils. Now, I did notice someone say how the Devils, or not necessarily the Devils, but teams that go down 2-0 initially in the series, the team that goes up 2-0 have an 86% chance of winning that series. But I will remind every single New Jersey Devil homer and every single New Jersey Devils fan and lover and has been cheering for this team, I will remind you that 2 years ago when we played the Rangers, we went down 2-0 and won that series in 7. Now, were we a better team back then? Certainly, because we didn't have as many injuries. Are the Rangers then worse than Carolina now? I guess we're going to have to see. I generally give Carolina the edge here, but I think it's totally possible that New Jersey wins, if New Jersey can win Game 3, and they now play another game at home after winning, there is a serious conversation, I think, that needs to happen about, does the momentum start to swing? Does New Jersey get the pep in their step? Does New Jersey come out in Game 4 after winning Game 3 and try to keep up what they do in Game 3? Because again, Game 3, New Jersey needs to play better than they have in Games 1 and 2 combined. So they need to bring it to that next gear. If they can make it to the next gear, I think New Jersey has a reasonable chance of beating Carolina. Let's remember, Game 2, despite losing, that game was 2-1 the entire time, and the only reason that Carolina ended up with the win was because the Devils played a shit 6 minutes of second period hockey. This is the playoffs, right? This is the playoffs. You need to be bringing your A game every single second you are on that ice. You need to be giving 110% every time you set foot on that ice. And if you're not willing to, then please do us all a favor and sit your ass down. Now, there's one more thing I wanted to mention before we finish up today's video. Again, I know it's late. I apologize. However, can we talk about Timo Meier for a second? I know that people have been running defense for Meier. I know that people love Meier. I also like Meier. He was hot in March, and I think he has the capability of being a 35 to 40 goal scorer every single year. I think he has that capability. I think he has that potential. I think he can be the rock on which we build this team, okay? Right? He is a sturdy power forward, physical, uses weight, gets in front of the net. But Jesus Christ, Meier, you need to put the puck in the net when you are given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to put the puck in the net. How many times, especially at the end of the third period with like 7 or 8 minutes left, did we see Frederik Andersen, the goalie of the Carolina Hurricanes, make a save and he's way out of position? You've got the whole net to shoot on. And Meier bumbles the puck, it skips over his stick, and he can't get the shot off. Now, I understand that, you're going to hold him accountable for a bobbly puck? You're gonna give Meier shit despite the fact that, he had a hot March, and, you're going to hold Meier accountable because, he couldn't put a bobbling puck in the net when, you, the guy making the video, couldn't even do that? Bro, he's making $9 million a year. This is the playoffs. The bar has been raised, okay? He did not have a good regular season up until about March. He had some good looks and some good moments, but did not have a whole good regular season. And yes, this is the playoffs. The bar was here. Now it's here. The expectation, we always hear about big players show up for big-time games. One of the chief criticisms of the Leafs for years, for the last at least 6 or 7 years, is that guys like Matthews don't show up. Guys like Nylander doesn't show up. Guys like Marner, Tavares don't show up. But you know what guys do show up in the playoffs? Ovechkin, despite the fact that I don't like the guy. McKinnon, Marchand, Reinhart, all these guys, Barkov, you go look at the last Stanley Cup winners the last 3 or 4 years, their top guys not only show up, but they produce. And we need Meier. If Meier is going to be that guy, he has to step up. Right? It cannot be Hischier and Bratt doing literally everything, which, by the way, are the only 2 guys that have scored for the Devils in 2 games, is Bratt and Hischier. Meier, if he's given the opportunity to shoot on basically half an empty net or more, he has to sink them. This is, at this point, do or die. If you don't do something in Game 3, if Meier does not come out clutch, if Hischier doesn't come out clutch, if Bratt doesn't come out clutch, we are going to lose and we're probably going to get swept. Game 3 is where you leave it all on the line, and there cannot be excuses. There cannot be, oh, well, it's difficult. It's the puck. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. You have to show up. Big-time players making big-time contracts, $9 million a year, you gotta show up. You gotta come through. And if you're not, then we need to have a conversation about your future with the team. I'm not saying he should be traded. I'm not saying he should be gone. I'm just saying, and again, I think the Leafs are a great example of this. If year in and year out, you don't show up when it matters, we need to have a conversation. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Devil's Den Hockey. We'll be watching Game 3 tomorrow night, and then hopefully, if I have time, when I'm not working, then I should be able to put out a Game 3 video. Let's hope and let's pray that the Devils can take Game 3, go to Game 4 in Jersey, and tie this series up. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.